Just wanting to do an update video for my Maytag RIP Special. It's been 1 year since I've built it, and so I just want to give an update. You might recall that this is based on the inspiration car, which is the Morgan RIP Special, which is a VSCC British race car. My cycle cart is called the Maytag RIP Special because originally I was going to put a vintage Maytag engine on the front, but it was too heavy, so I went with this fake V-twin engine. But kind of in the spirit of it all, I've left the kind of the Maytag name on it. This cycle cart is made with using aluminum ladders as the frame. I'll show that to you. You can see right down here, that's the bottom of the ladder. That's the bottom part that would be sitting on the ground. If you look inside, it's one of the rungs that you'd put your foot on. And if you come around to the front, you look down there, there's the top of the ladder. So it's just two ladders riveted together, a 10-foot ladder and a 6-foot ladder, which is where it gets its number, 106, for a 10-foot ladder and a 6-foot ladder. It's made with canvas covering, which is similar to the inspiration car. I used military duffel bags to do that. You can see in the back I've left the handle of the duffel bag there. On the front, I just left the seam. It's made almost completely with repurposed materials. Even the seat is my old couch. Whenever we were throwing the couch away, I cut the leather off of it. The windshield is a piece of plexiglass cut out of a dryer door to get that little, that little lip right there. It's got a old vintage switch for my headlights. I wrapped steering wheel in nylon, hand tied it, and then I used woodworking stain on that, which gave it kind of a dark appearance. And it turned out better than I expected, because over time it's aged to look very old, which I love. For the controls, you can see right here it's got emergency brake, which also is a parking brake. So if I pull it back, I have a little mechanism I can pull in the cab that locks it back, which is kind of nice so it doesn't roll away from me when I get out. I've got, as I was saying before, it's got the switch right there for the headlights. Coming around to the other side, I have my key switch, which is just one of those plastic key switches, but in the spirit of cycle karting, I took a vintage key that had belonged to my wife's grandmother and epoxied it in there, so it has that old feel to it. I also used just some old stuff she had to give it the vibe. Over here, what looks like a valve hand wheel is really a tilt steering, which is kind of nice. So the steering wheel will tilt a fair amount. One of the upgrades I did since last year is down here. It's got a kill switch that if I pull this out, it kills the engine. And so when I'm at public race events, I can put a lanyard on that, so when I start the cart, if it were to, take off, I could catch it. As far as for an engine, I'm still running the same 224 Predator that I was running from new. I've put about 1,000 miles on my cycle cart this year, and everything's still working perfectly. One thing I did change, I went to the Huntsville Grand Prix last year, and I was a little slow taking off, and I was having a hard time keeping up, and I realized that my gear ratio for my chain was incorrect. From talking to a lot of people, I realized I need to get closer to 6-to-1, so I switched to a number 35 chain, and that worked a lot better. As far as the last year, so like I said, I took it to the Huntsville Grand Prix, had a great time. I also took it to the Arizona Wilcox 24-hour endurance race where I took 3rd place, did 35 laps in the desert until one morning early my daughter was driving it and the one of the front wheels came off. Actually right here, the spindle broke off. So right there, that piece just broke off. So it was only 35 bucks for new spindles. It was no big thing. And we had a great time doing it. Talk about the engine a little bit. So the real inspiration car has a British Jap engine there, JAP, on the real car. I've built this out of dryer pipe. The heads are just Briggs & Stratton parts. Just used odds and ends that I had lying around the house. And that makes it look a lot more like the inspiration car. I've got a headlight, which works great. I drive it through the neighborhood at night fairly often, almost nightly. I have a little 4-mile drive that I do through the neighborhood. Just wave at the kids and that kind of thing. Other upgrades that I've done since last year, I added a generator to my engine. Let me show that to you. It's still a little bit difficult to see, but if you look inside the engine, you'll see my TAV has that generator, that gold piece there, that generator welded to it. So I took a motorcycle generator, welded it to the TAV nut, and then used an extra long screw to screw all that into the engine shaft, which lets the stator ride on bearings, and then it's held from moving by a rod. But that's given me 12-volt electricity all the time, which is fantastic. It keeps a little battery charged. I've had it to Colorado. Drove it all up in the BLM land on some of the, I won't call them Jeep roads, but like less improved roads, like what you could take a car on. I've had a great time doing it. I've also had it in a couple parades with our Arizona group. We went and did the parade in a small local town last year. And we also did at Picacho Peak, which is halfway to Tucson. We just recently had a get-together that was fantastic. So that's the update on my Maytag RIP Special. Thank you very much.